what's up everyone? So today I wanted to share my most recent artwork with you guys. It's a piece I've made during summer, so give or take about 2 months. And yeah, today I kind of want to go over the process, not the process, but how I got to making that artwork. So what experiences as an artist, but also as a person, because I think both are intrinsically tied together. What experiences shaped the way I approach art? In other words, why do I do art? And I think it's a question not a lot of people ask themselves. At least, I certainly did not when I started off. I was just minding my own business and watching videos, and I happened to discover Natrix's channel and artworks. I didn't know it at the time, but I had a really strong connection with her work, and her, I think, as a person, to the point where I bought my own tablet and I started making my own fan art of video games and Let's Plays I enjoyed, and having a ton of fun doing it. So much, in fact, I was, staying up till 3 a.m. every day during lockdown, just working my ass off to try and do the most I could. But still not knowing why. And there came a time where I had to make a choice for university, and I decided to pursue art, right? And I was looking for curriculums and stuff, and I found this concept art, and I was like, oh yeah, well, this is 2D art. It's what I've been doing all this time. It looks cool. Do kind of illustrations and stuff. That's kind of what I want to do. And I was watching Adam Duff, and he had kind of a different take on that, and where he was kind of telling people to make sure that's really what they wanted to do before actually pursuing a career in that. And well, I didn't really mind it at the time because I thought that was really what I wanted to do. And I enrolled in the school, and well, things started going not so well. I'd started having a lot of self-doubt, stress, and anxiety, and a bunch of different other bad feelings. When you have this kind of spiraling out of control in your head where you always think about the same things and it just doesn't get better. Well, that was kind of what I was going through. So it got to a point where I just couldn't sit down and get myself to draw anymore. I kind of had this, mental block where I just didn't want to do anything. And this wasn't something I've experienced before school, Thankfully, it was about that time I discovered Dr. K over on YouTube, and I started watching a lot of his videos, especially his interviews, with famous people, but also with strangers. And with a lot of these, I kind of found myself in what people were talking about. And this is where I started kind of digging into myself and try to understand why I was feeling the way I was. I came to realize kind of why I decided to do this in the first place, which is just to share stuff, I just want to connect with people, I guess. And when I confronted this information with how what we were doing at school, I realized I was just kind of shooting myself in the foot, right? Because you have this, on the one side, this school that is trying to train you to make images, to produce images, kind of like a robot, where the client gives you a project and you just have to execute that thing exactly like he wants, and you don't really have a say in what you're making, basically. And it just didn't sit right with me. And so, another thing I realized going through all of this was how many other people were struggling with some of the same, problems. I've been watching Dr. K, but I've also been watching a lot of Adam Duff, who kind of talks about all this and links it to his art career, and I could really relate to that. But not only in like these kinds of contents, you also find that in Elden Ring lore videos for some reason. I've been watching Center Tarnish, who kind of links Elden Ring to psychology, and it's just fascinating. And I just kind of realized that that's kind of also what I want to do. I want to not only share a story with people, but I want to share my experience with people. I think that's something that might be very valuable to someone out there. And if I was able to help just one person out, then that is just perfect. It's great. So yeah, that's kind of what I want to do now. When I do art, I want to share my experience of the world around me and kind of share that with people in the hopes where people connect with it, but also maybe it can, help them and or inspire them to start making something, like as Natrix did with me. So yeah, I guess that's about it. And great thing is about this, there's so much more to say. So that'll be topic for other artworks and videos. But until then, just have a good time and just enjoy doing stuff. Okay, bye.